CNN has learned the CIA is involved in what one source calls an unprecedented attempt to keep the spy agency's Benghazi secrets from ever leaking out. Since January, some CIA operatives involved in the agency's missions in Libya have been subjected to frequent, even monthly polygraph examinations, according to a source with deep inside knowledge of the agency's working. The goal of the questioning, according to sources, is to find out if anyone is talking to the media or Congress. It's being described as pure intimidation, with the threat that any unauthorized CIA employee who leaks information could face the end of his or her career. In exclusive communications obtained by CNN, one insider writes, "You don't jeopardize yourself, you jeopardize your family as well." Another says, "You have no idea the amount of pressure being brought to bear on anyone with knowledge of this operation."
Agency employees typically are polygraphed every 3 to 4 years, never more than that.
The rate of this kind of polygraphing is rare, according to former CIA operatives, including Robert Baer, now a national security analyst for CNN.
If somebody is being polygraphed every month or every 2 months, it's called an issue polygraph, and that means that the polygraph division suspects something, or they're looking for something, or they're on a fishing expedition. But it's absolutely not routine at all to be polygraphed monthly or bi-monthly or whatever.
In a statement from CIA Public Affairs Director Dean Boyd, the agency asserted it's being open with Congress. The CIA has worked closely with its oversight committees to provide them with an extraordinary amount of information related to the attack on U.S. facilities in Benghazi, the statement reads. CIA employees are always free to speak to Congress if they want, and that the CIA enabled all officers involved in Benghazi the opportunity to meet with Congress. We are not aware of any CIA employee who has experienced retaliation, including any non-routine security procedures, or who has been prevented from sharing a concern with Congress about the Benghazi incident. Among the many secrets still yet to be told about the Benghazi mission is just how many Americans were there. The night Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 others were killed. CNN has now learned that number was 35, with as many as 7 wounded, some seriously. While it's still not known how many of them were CIA, a source tells CNN 21 Americans were working in the building known as the Annex, believed to be run by the agency. The lack of information and pressure to silence CIA operatives is disturbing to Congressman Frank Wolf, whose district includes CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia.
Congressman, what do you think is going on here? Is this an elaborate attempt to cover this whole thing up and push it under the rug?
I think it is a form of a cover-up, and I think there is an attempt to push it under the rug, and I think the American people feel the same way. We should have the people who are on the scene come in, testify under oath, do it publicly, and lay it out. And there really isn't any national security issue involved with regard to that.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Virginia.
Wolf has repeatedly gone to the House floor asking for a select House committee be set up, involving several Intelligence Committee investigators assigned to get to the bottom of the failures that took place in Benghazi. More than 150 fellow Republican congressmen have signed his request, and just this week, 8 Republicans, including senators and members of Congress, sent a letter to the new head of the FBI asking he brief Congress within 30 days. But no Democrats have signed on. In the aftermath of the September 11th attacks, Wolf says he was contacted by people closely tied with CIA operatives and contractors who wanted to talk. Then suddenly, he says, there was silence.
Initially, they were not afraid to come forward. They wanted the opportunity, and they wanted to be subpoenaed. Because if you're subpoenaed, it sort of protects you. You are forced to come before Congress. Now that's all changed.
And Drew Griffin joins us now. Drew, as you know, that's not all some lawmakers want to know about what happened with the terrorist attacks. There's this question of the weapons in Libya that were there and what happened to them.
Yeah, the speculation on Capitol Hill has included that, Jake, the possibility that the U.S. agencies operating in Benghazi were actually